Hello, all. Welcome to chapter 21 from the book of Exodus. This chapter primarily deals with protecting the rights of slaves. The Bible does not encourage slavery. Slavery was part of the culture and was a product of mankind and not of God. God of the Bible does not bring about rebellion, however, lays a process of justice and fairness in dealing with slaves. The main aim of the Bible is to introduce the Messiah and how the Messiah liberates us from the products of mankind, that is, slavery, pride, hate, and other sins. In the beginning of this chapter, we see if a Hebrew servant is bought, he shall serve for 6 years, and on the seventh he will be set free. If he comes by himself, he can go by himself. If he is married, he can go with his wife. If his master gave him wife and then the slave has children and later wants to leave, then he is free to go. However, his wife and children will be with the master. However, if he does not want to leave his wife and children, then he can stay forever by going to the judges and have his ear pierced. If a man sells his daughter to be a maidservant, she will have different rights. If the master is not happy with her, she has the right of being bought back, and the master cannot sell her to foreigners. If the master has bought her for his son, then she has to be treated with the rights that of a daughter. If a person takes himself another woman, then the food and clothing for the first should not suffer. If there is suffering, then she can go free without money. We then see anyone who strikes a person with a fatal blow is to be put to death. But if he did not intend any harm and yet God allowed it to happen, God will appoint a place for the accused where he may flee. If a person schemes and willfully acts against his neighbor to murder him, then such a man is to be put to death. Anyone who attacks their father or mother is to be put to death. Anyone who curses their father or mother is to be put to death. We find that some of the laws are extreme. However, this is a chapter in which Israel is being led into theocracy. They were in a journey towards the promised land, and there was no police to attend to their indiscretions. Therefore, extreme punishments was also a deterrent to crimes. The sins that are mentioned all through this period is still valid. However, the punishments are not. In the coming chapters and books, we will find how the Israelites make atonements for their sins. Today, we have Lord Jesus, and through him we ask forgiveness, and in case of crime, we submit ourselves to the law, and then we find forgiveness in the sight of God. Coming back to this chapter, we see anyone who kidnaps someone is to be put to death. If in a quarrel one person is hurt, then the person who hurt him needs to pay for damages till the injured is healed. Anyone who beats their slave with a rod must be punished if the slave dies. But if the slave survives a day or two, then he shall not be avenged, for the slave is his money. If in a quarrel a pregnant woman is harmed and this causes her to give birth prematurely, the offender must be fined as per the husband's demand in court. But if there is a serious injury, they were to take a life for life, eye for an eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. This is one of the important verses of the Bible where Bible is emphasizing the rights of the unborn. We live in an age of abortion, giving little thought to the unborn. However, from ancient times, the Bible advocates the right of the unborn. We then see if a man strikes the eye of his slave and destroys it, he shall let the slave go free on account of his eye. If he knocks out the tooth of his slave, he shall let the slave go free on account of the tooth. Towards the end of the chapter, we see verses with regards to the judgment on how the matter needs to be settled if a bull kills or injures people. This is how the chapter ends. Hope you have enjoyed the video. Until next time, may God be with us all. Bye bye.